Welcome back everyone to the channel. This is Cody and I'm here again with another decode of our current events, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. This is some interesting information that I've been wanting to release, but I was waiting till today because there was an event that happened in WWE last night that just drove home the point even more, and I'm going to show you how all the events since last April's WrestleMania 38 have been leading to this culmination that I believe is very symbolic. So the first thing I want to say is, for all the newbies out there, I appreciate you stopping by. This channel is all about gematria, which is simply a code of turning words and letters into numerical values, in which the secret societies that run our world use to code their entertainment and their matrix. So again, that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the words and I'm going to decode, and I'm going to show you guys how all this is tied together. I'm also just going to show you the clear symbolism of the Gemini. This video is going to be all about the Gemini, the twins in astrology, which is ruled by the planet Mercury. So let's jump in. First of all, here on the screen you have a wrestler. His name is Leti Joseph Anoy, and actually his last name is pronounced Anawahi, but I guess you can pronounce it either way. But either way, he is the current WWE Undisputed Champion. And this is special because at WrestleMania 38, as you guys can see at the bottom here, in the biggest match, what they called the biggest match in WrestleMania history. Now, WrestleMania, guys, is like the Super Bowl of WWE, so it's a huge event. And if you guys had not watched my Bloodline Decoded, it's all about this guy after he won WrestleMania 38 title. Go back in my videos and find that and watch it if you'd like. But anyways, in that match at WrestleMania 38, that was on April 3rd, Roman Reigns became a very unique instance where he already held one title going into the match, and in the match he won another title. So he became the undisputed champion by holding both titles, and they called this the unification match, or basically bringing two titles into one person. So you're unifying the titles together. So now, the reason this is important is because Roman Reigns is born in the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini being the twins, okay? But I'm going to show you here the symbology as we go through of why you'd have a Gemini who's the twins. Well, first of all, you have him holding, as you guys can see the top picture here, he's holding two titles. So he's holding essentially twin titles. They look the same, right? The only difference is the one is a blue and one is black. Black and blue, kind of interesting. But otherwise, they are exact replicas of one another. So, again, he holds twin titles, and he is a twin. He's born in Gemini. But let me just go further here and just talk more about Gemini. So Gemini is May 21st on the calendar to June 20th. Gemini is the sign associated with communication, logic, thought processes based on duality. Now, remember, guys, this whole video is going to be about Gemini and duality. I'm going to show you how amazingly what essentially, for most of you who know about the Society of Jesus, which is the secret society that runs most of the world, for you, all the new people who are not familiar with this, please go back and watch some of my videos, and also check out Gematria Effect News, where Zach covered his website, where he talks a lot about Jesuits and the Society of Jesus. But at any rate, I'm going to show you how the Jesuits are huge into this twin symbolism, okay? And Mercury, the planet who rules the twins. And again, but the duality is important here. So, and also notice they can experience two sides of things, okay? Kind of like Roman Reigns has two titles at the same time, right? And that's exactly what Roman Reigns has. He has two titles at the same time. And they may tend to be flighty because they experience both sides, so they can't make up their mind because they see the similarities in both sides. They're twins, right? So twins look the same, yet they're different. So what Geminis do is they see the similarities in both sides, so they get confused because, well, I don't know if they get confused, they can't choose because they see that both sides look the same, right? If you had two twins standing next to you and you were told to choose which one, you'd be like, okay, well, how am I supposed to choose? Essentially, they look the same, right? So, and if you didn't know which one was which, right, just by looking at them, you wouldn't know. So, again, I just wanted to really make that point clear as I go through this, how symbolic the twin is in our reality. So, again, Gemini is the third zodiac in the astrology sign, and it's ruled by the planet Mercury. Okay, so, but let me just show you guys how rigged this is. Okay, so if you take Roman Reigns' full name, Duality Joseph Anoa'i, and you type it in the calculator, you're going to get a value of 160. Now, this is important because if you take Gemini, Mercury, which Gemini is the sign that Roman Reigns is, and the ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury, you type in Gemini, Mercury, you're going to get a direct match to Duality Joseph Anoa'i. Again, he is a Gemini born in Mercury, okay, and he's currently holding 2 titles, and I'm going to get to why he's completely tied to the twins, too. I haven't even gotten to the most important part yet. But also notice, guys, that when you type in Gemini, which means twins, Gemini twins also matches his stage name in WWE, which is Roman Reigns, 61 and 65. Again, this is not a coincidence, guys. This is, again, completely coded. Even his real name matches his zodiac and his ruling planet, and his stage name also matches his zodiac, and what the zodiac means is twins. So again, it's not so far-fetched for him to match these things. This was just mind-blowing to me because it just goes to show you how deeply coded this is. So let's move on. Now, the other thing that you need to know about Roman Reigns is that not only does he hold 2 titles, right, as a set of titles, like a twin set of titles, but at the top here, guys, you can see that Roman Reigns confirmed that he and his wife, Galina Becker, secretly welcomed their second set of twins. So not only does Roman Reigns, born in Gemini, which is the twin, he has 2 titles, okay, twin titles, and he has 2 sets, not only 1 set of twins, he has 2 sets of twins, supposedly. Who knows if that's even true? It says they secretly welcomed him, so who knows if anyone even knows that this set of twins actually exists. They may just be putting this out there because of the symbology they want to portray about him. Okay, but what's the chances that a Gemini has 2 titles, 2 sets of twins? I just showed you that his full name matches Gemini Mercury, which is the ruling sign of the twins. Okay, and not only that, guys, but in WWE, Roman Reigns is part of a group of wrestlers who are his family, and they're known as the Bloodline. Okay, I talked a lot about this in that last video, so if you want more information, go back and watch it. But either way, he's in a group with 2 of his cousins, and guess what, guys? His 2 cousins are twins. Okay, his 2 cousins are twins. He has 2 sets of twin children. He has 2 titles, and the Usos themselves, until last night, they were also champions. They were tag team champions, which means that a tag team championship, it just means championships where it's a duo. You know, duos fight each other and have titles. So, but let me just show you how even more crazy this gets. Again, look right here where I highlighted that the Usos, his cousins, are twins. Just like Roman Reigns has 2 sets of twins. And don't forget, Roman Reigns is part of the Gemini twin. So, how many twins and sets can you guys get? All right. Now, here's where I want to get to what happened last night. So last night on WWE SmackDown, they had another unification match. Remember, I told you that Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar in WrestleMania 38 on April 3rd. Instead of having 1 title, he had 2 titles. So notice this picture, guys. This picture was taken right after his cousins, Roman Reigns' cousins, who are standing at his left and right, won another set of titles, okay? So this is laughable, guys. Last night, his cousins did what he did, and they unified the titles. So now, each cousin has 2 sets of titles. This is just absolute craziness. So let me just lay it all out one more time for you guys so people really get the point. Roman Reigns is a twin, born in the sign of Gemini, which is the twin, okay? All right. He has 2 sets of twin children, apparently. Okay. He has 2 sets of twins. And he has twin cousins. Okay. He has twin titles, and his twin cousins have twin titles. Okay. Think about this. Think about how, could you get any, are they trying to beat the point across anymore? Not only that, guys, but when does Gemini start? Well, it starts today, guys. So his 2 cousins win the titles. The twin cousins win the titles one day before the sign of Gemini, which is the twin. Which is why I knew they were going to win before the match even happened yesterday, because it was clear that Gemini was starting the next day. And the twins were obviously going to win. And the Bloodline now has 6 titles. Look at this, guys. Just look at this picture. This is unprecedented. I've never seen a group of people in wrestling have this many titles at one time. There's no one else in the company that has. There's only a few titles left in the company they don't have. So again, just think about all that, guys. All right. So let me move on, and let me just show you how rigged it was last night. Okay. So the twins won twin titles one day before Gemini, which is the twin. Okay. And this show last night took place in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Well, what happened on 9/11 in New York? The Twin Towers, right? Another twin symbolism, all right? Well, look at Grand Rapids, guys. Grand Rapids is a match with New York with a 1-1-1, okay? Not only that, but Grand Rapids has a 57, just like Gemini has a 57. Also, notice the similarities at the top here between New York and Gemini. They have a match with a 39 and a 33. So just analyze these 3 words, guys. You have the twins winning twin titles in Grand Rapids, which matches New York that had a ritual with Twin Towers. And also Grand Rapids matches Gemini with a 57. And the 57 is huge here because I'm going to show you more 57s. But also notice, guys, that if you abbreviate the state in Grand Rapids and you say Grand Rapids MI, which is the abbreviation for Michigan, you're going to get 133, which just happens to match Roman Reigns. Okay, so there's a reason why they had this title unification match in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Not only that, guys, but if you just type in Michigan in Chaldean cipher, it's a direct match to Mercury. Again, Mercury, the ruling sign of Gemini. So, more connections. Grand Rapids, Michigan, if you type in the whole title of the town, it's a 103 in reduction, and Mercury is also 103. Okay, again, I just showed you all these connections with the town that this happened in last night, one day before Gemini starts. And now you have Mercury, the ruling planet, matching the full title of the city. And look at this, guys. Society of Jesus, 57. Remember, I just showed you that Gemini equals 57 in the base English cipher. Grand Rapids equals 57 in the reduction cipher. And Grand Rapids, Michigan equals 57 in Chaldean. And that's big because Society of Jesus, the big daddies now, honestly, I believe that the Society of Jesus is what the Bloodline in wrestling is represented. So these 3 guys call themselves the Bloodline. I believe they represent the Society of Jesus. Okay? And notice that the Society of Jesus is a 57, just like Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now, this is where it gets really crazy. So, one day before the Usos won the titles in Grand Rapids, Michigan, there was a very rare tornado event in Michigan. It wasn't in Grand Rapids, but it was in Gaylord, Michigan. Okay? Notice that they use 1 killed and 44 injured. Remember, guys, in gematria, kill equals 44. So it's interesting that they say 44 were injured. Okay? Notice that they say 1 was killed. So if you take the 1 and the 44 together, you're going to get the 144. So watch out for May 24th, which is the 144th day of the year. And if you're familiar with the Bible, that 144 is a huge number with the Bible. But at any rate, guys, what are the chances that the day before the Usos win their twin titles in Michigan, that a tornado hits a town in Michigan, a very rare event there, and it's a direct match in opposite ciphers to the Usos, 82 and 107. Again, weather manipulation at its finest. How can they direct this at an exact town? I don't know, guys. It's crazy, but I believe they actually do it. This is, to me, is proof. Because how can you explain because this town never gets hit with tornadoes. I mean, I even read some of the articles saying that's not very common for them to get tornadoes there. So again, the Usos the next day, and the Usos, after the match was over yesterday, they even like beat up their opponents even more after it was over. Again, causing brutal beatdown. So this reminded me of the tornado symbology of the town just getting completely wiped out. Okay, so again, and notice the governor of Michigan declared a state of emergency. So now I want to talk about a few more subjects, guys. So I want to first give a big shout out to Rambo. Now Rambo is another decoder in the decoding community. His YouTube channel is The Truth Codes. Just type in The Truth Codes in the search bar and you're going to get his channel. And just go watch his videos. He's the one that brought up a lot of this symbolism of the twins, right? I'm going to show you even more stuff here about how the twins are so symbolic in our reality. And I'm going to show you why I believe that is. So what you're seeing here, guys, is a picture of the Vatican, out front of the Vatican. This is a statue. And in the middle, you're going to see a big pine cone, which I believe represents the pineal gland. Pine cone, pineal gland, okay? Or essentially the one, right? And on two sides of that, you have two twin peacocks. Now, in Arabia astrology, these Gemini was used to symbol as twin peacocks, okay? And now out front of the Vatican, they have a pine cone representing the one pineal gland, okay? Or the third eye, essentially. And you have two twin peacocks, which is the duality on the side, okay? And what do peacocks have on their feathers? Well, they look like they have eyes on their feathers, okay? Again, I'm going to show you more about the peacock. So notice that I found this picture, and you have two twin peacocks, and Gemini representing the two twin peacocks, and it looks like they have eyes on their feathers. Again, the all-seeing eye, I think that's what these peacocks represent, okay? So, also notice one thing is that WWE, they streamed their live events, their special live events like WrestleMania. WrestleMania was streamed live on a network called Peacock, and it's owned by NBC. But just look at this, guys. I mean, it's everywhere. The peacocks, the twin peacocks. Roman Reigns is the current Universal Undisputed Champion in WWE. He's a Gemini. He's a twin. He has two twin cousins who have two twin titles. He has two sets of twin kids. And now WWE airs their shows on a network called Peacock. I mean, again, you just can't get any more symbolic than that. Now I want to talk about one last thing here, which really is going to drive home the point of why twins are so relevant in our world. Why do they love the symbolism of twins? Well, notice that the name Thomas means twin, okay, in Hebrew, okay? And remember, Thomas, down here at the bottom, guys, Thomas was a big part of the Jesus story. Remember, they're called the Society of Jesus, guys. So it's all about Jesus, all right? But notice that the twin story, or the story in the Bible, is that of Thomas is famous for having doubted the resurrection of Jesus and for demanding physical proof of the wounds of Christ's crucifixion. The phrase doubting Thomas was coined for his lack of faith when Jesus showed him his wounds. St. Thomas, however, became the first person to explicitly acknowledge the divinity of Jesus. Okay, so this is just so layered, guys. First of all, what did I just tell you earlier about the Gemini? The Gemini, Thomas represents Gemini because Gemini see the same thing on both sides. They see twins. They see both sides. Remember, I just showed you how the characteristic of a Gemini is to be flighty. They can't choose because they see both sides. Well, why can't he recognize the crucifixion of Christ? Well, because he sees both sides, so he can't make up his mind. However, eventually he ends up coming to the knowledge that he should acknowledge the one. Okay, remember, two twin peacocks acknowledging the one, okay? The pine cone in the middle. So you've got the twin, Thomas, acknowledging the pineal gland or the one, all right? And not only that, guys, but in WWE, Roman Reigns, his phrase, his quote that he always uses is, acknowledge me. I'm telling you guys, And then not only that, but his cousins, the twins, the first people to acknowledge him last year was his twin cousins. Again, his shirt even says, "Acknowledge me." Just go look up his catchphrase. It's exactly what this is saying. And the fact that in this article it says St. Thomas became the first person to explicitly acknowledge, just like Roman Reigns uses the term "acknowledge me." And just notice, guys, in gematria, twins is a direct match to Thomas. Not only that, but twins is a 22, which is a twin number, 2 and 2. And now the Usos are twins who have 2 titles. Again, 2 starts with T, Thomas starts with T, twin starts with T. So it's all about the 2s and the twins. Again, this is just mind-blowing to me, guys. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. And now I'm going to show you why, the Gemini is, again, I'm going to bring this up. Gemini is a dual sign. They're torn between 2 different desires. Okay? So again, doubting Thomas. He doubts because he can't make up his mind. What happens when you're torn between 2 decisions? You doubt. You don't know what to do. Okay? So again, I just wanted to beat that into you guys that the Gemini is all about being torn in 2. But eventually, the Gemini acknowledges and becomes the first to acknowledge. Remember, Mercury, the planet, the communication planet, very close to the sun, right? The sun being the one, and that's, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. So again, completely scripted in every way. Now, one last thing I want to talk about here is, so if you take the name Roman Reigns, you get the idea of something is reigning, as in something is the reigning king. So Roman Reigns, he's a Gemini, but his twin cousins are Leos, which is ruled by the sun. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury and the twins, but the sun rules the zodiac sign of Leo, and his twin cousins, the Usos, are Leos. Okay, so it's the opposite. But they're acknowledging Roman Reigns as the one, okay? And the Usos, their catchphrase is, "We the ones," okay? So again, twins, we the ones. But I wanted to do something very experimental here that just blew my mind. So if you take the name Roman Reigns and you substitute the name Roman and you leave the word Reigns, but you substitute duality, because this is all what it's all about, guys. The twins is all about duality, because you see both sides of duality, right? There's always a duality to our life. We're always in the middle of 2 different decisions or 2 different things. And the Geminis are always having trouble making those distinctions. And I know this because I'm a Gemini, guys. I know this. This is exactly my personality. I see both sides of everything. And so, but just notice, guys, if you take Roman Reigns and you substitute his first name for duality, which he represents because he's a Gemini, right? And he has all the twin connections. And you substitute his first name with duality, you're going to get a direct match, almost, in 3 ciphers to the people that rule our world for the Catholic Church, the Society of Jesus. 56, 187, 79, 65, 187, and 79. Again, this just showed me that this reality is all about duality reigns. Duality does reign, guys. We are essentially trapped in duality unless we can use our pineal gland to understand that duality is just simply a game. It's just simply an illusory thing that we see. And we only see it because we live inside of it. We live inside of duality. We all have bodies, which automatically makes us stuck in duality. So anyways, guys, this video is probably getting long, but this was a super, super symbolic video. I wanted to come out and just show you how crazy and how symbolic all this is. Again, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you. I hope this video was informative. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Many blessings.